single here, working full time, earning 85 grand a year. I only have HEX debt, looking to get in the market, but not sure how to have 50 grand sitting in the bank. How would you invest it? As I said at the start of this, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm just a dude telling you what I would do. So if I was starting out again, it's actually much better than the position of that I was in when I bought my first property. So my first property that I bought was out in Western Sydney. I paid $248,000 for it. It was a house on land. It's probably worth about $950, $1 million today. My income was about 40 grand at the time. I had saved up about 40 grand. I was working jobs from the age of 13 to the age of 18 when I could sign a contract. It was full-time employment for a year. And I had about 40 grand saved, 40 grand income, bought a property. At that point, when I bought a property at $248,000, the rent was only $190 per week, and interest rates were about 8% and went to about 9% afterwards. So, looking at that, I was a single person, 18 years old, and the position here that I'm presented with is better than the position that I had. The only thing I didn't have was HEX debt because I didn't go to uni. What would I do? I would be doing the same thing that I did to get to where I am, but you can't do identical to what I did because you can't go, like my first properties that I bought were out in Mount Druitt and different areas around there in Western Sydney, and they were like 200 grand, but now they're like $1 million. So you can't go and buy that specific property, but the parameters of what I bought, I would go and do the same. So I would find an area that's in a metro region where I could pick up something for 200, 250 grand, a house, a unit, townhouse, whatever. And they're definitely out there. You can still buy in capital cities for 200 grand, maybe a little bit less than 200,000, maybe 160, 170 grand to get into a capital city and have a positive cash flow, which I didn't have back in the day, have a cheaper interest rate, which I didn't have back in the day, and be able to get equity so you can redeploy it. So if it was me on 50 grand cash, I would buy my first property. I'd try and keep it around $200,000 to $300,000. I'd try and keep it with good equity so I could go back, pull out that equity and go again for number two pretty quickly. I've seen people in this is the average sort of position that my investors have of about 80 to 100 grand, maybe 60 to 100 grand, and I get them to 3, 4, 5 properties within a year between $50,000 and $100,000 in capital. So having that position, you're in a great spot. I could see someone in a position like that getting to 10 properties in about 3 years if they apply themselves, are committed, are focused, and are willing to do whatever it takes to get there. So I'd start off with the first one. I'd buy something that's basic, bread and butter, good foundation property that's good upside for growth, but having strong cash flow and good equity in it. That's what I would be doing.